Ryan's Midlife Crisis Journal, day 42. I think what I want to talk about today, something I was thinking about yesterday, it's that I think as a family evolves generation after generation, as circumstances change, the advice you pass on has to evolve with it. And we're also probably at a time where that's not always been the case. And the reason I say this, I was never told growing up to do anything like do what excites you. And, financially, my family had gotten us to a point where that was in play. I know some people get advice like that too. But I always had in my head a very stark divide between things you do for work and things you do for fun. Work, you got a job. You did something that made money. You support your family, yada yada. Things you do for fun would distract away from that. You can have fun, but that's secondary. And if you want to do something that really unlocks your potential, I think you have to do something that what you do for work has to be something that excites you. It has to, a lot of people know it's like it has to be indistinguishable from play for you. And I think I'm in a spot where, like I said, like my childhood was pretty good for all the, you know, shortcomings or faults from like an emotional standpoint or from a social standpoint. As far as like needs being met, we were, middle class, probably getting into upper middle class, but didn't have the tools to go up another level. At least not early in life, because like if you work a good job, do it well enough, and get promoted and things like that, you'll eventually you can have good retirement and things like that, especially if you were a boomer. But the so as a result, I have trouble telling the difference between this is something that I could pursue for purposeful reasons because it's something I do for money and it's something I enjoy and all of that, versus something that is a distraction away from what my true goal should be. It doesn't help. There are a lot of things you do that can actually create escape velocity type of financial success. Start slowly. So things that are just like you're working on it for a while and then it starts taking off after a good amount of work, after time, and maybe in like a year or two. You can also see like something that doesn't make any money. That's it. It's just a distraction away from things that do. I don't know, just one example, one piece of advice that I got growing up was if you're interviewing for a job and they ask you when you can start, tell them right now. And I was like, what really does that? I mean, in theory, it's possible for a first job, but the reason why is because that my dad did that once. A job he got in like the 80s that was his first job, like after he got his degree or something like that. And they walked him to his desk and he started working. Realistically, that never happens, and now it arguably can cause more questions than it can answer. So that's a more of a blue collar mindset, is like you're thankful for your job, as opposed to maybe it's more of a mindset that allows you to say really build resources and assets for your family, which is more of an abundance mindset of, I don't know, maybe that's more like the ownership mindset too, is like doing everything because it's what I want to do and I'm doing what I'm capable of and I have inherent value that I'm providing here. It's different. So I feel like I'm thinking about what like kind of messages to send my kids. I may have to I have to figure a lot of this stuff out so I can craft it when they get old enough to really understand nuances of things like that. Right now, obviously they're younger. I'm trying to just teach them, basics of being like, my word is confident, my wife's word is kind, like teaching them to be good people and give them the tools to be happy. But also when it comes to more like things like what to do for career stuff, I don't have big examples to pull from that I would be satisfied with. All right, well, day 42 in the books.